11.5 is about volumes of pyramids and cones. Okay, so our volume equals, again, area of base times the height, but when it's a pyramid or a cone, it's got to be a third. Again, though, you see the area of the base times the height, and that's important. Again, look at the height of the cone is in the center, and the height of the pyramid is in the center too. But make sure you understand that when you're doing this, you got to multiply it by a third. But the formula still stays the same. Area of the base times the height. Okay, so if we're looking at this, following the volume of the pyramid, I had to draw it real quick. The entrance of the museum in Paris, France is a square pyramid with a height of 21.64. So again, volume equals 1/3. Area of my base, well, it's got a square pyramid, so it's a square base. So if one side's 35.4, that means the area of my base is going to be 35.4 times 35.4, which is going to give me 1,253.16. 1,253.16. That's the area of my base. Again, you're just taking this times itself, okay, times my height, which they give me as 21.64. Okay, and like I said, just punch it in your calculator. You'll come out with approximately 9,039. And again, we're doing volume, so it's meters cubed. And this one adds a little bit of something. They give you the slant height of 25 feet. They'll say it's a square pyramid, so the area of the base is not really that hard to find. But what they're going to do is when they give you the slant height, you want to go ahead and draw this triangle. Why a triangle? Because the slant height, again, is on a slant. So we know that height is 25. We do not know the actual height of the pyramid. Well, if our base is 40, remember, if I drew this whole pyramid out, this would be half my base. That's where I'm going to get this 20 from. And again, it's just Pythagorean theorem to find your height. It's 25 squared equals h squared plus 20 squared. Okay, so that's 625 equals h squared plus 400. Go and subtract 400 over. You get h squared equals 225. Again, to solve, I want to take the square root of both sides. That gives me h at 15. So my height is 15. And again, it's just Pythagorean theorem. You've come to notice that a lot of times you're just going to use Pythagorean theorem over and over and over again to find various heights and things of that nature. So to find our volume, it's going to be 1/3 area of my base. Well, we know it's a square pyramid with base edges 40. So that's going to be 40 times 40 times 40 times my height, which we just found is 15. Punch in my calculator, you end up with about 8,000 feet cubed. Again, because it's volume. The covering on a tepee, again, problem 3 is about a volume of a cone. So you talk about a tepee rests on poles that come together, and the resulting structure is a cone. If the tepee picture is 12 feet high with a base diameter of 14 feet. So again, I'm going to apologize for my drawing here, but here's our tepee, and it's going to be a cone right there. They tell me it's 12 feet high, so my height is 12, and my diameter is 14. Okay, so if we're doing this, remember, it's volume equals 1/3 area of the base times the height. So volume equals 1/3. Well, the base is a circle, so it's going to be pi r squared. Our diameter is 14, giving us a radius of 7 squared times our height, which is 12. Okay, and they want the approximate volume, so go ahead and hit the pi button in your calculator. Now I always have a tendency of just doing the numbers first. So if I punch these in my calculator, I end up with 196 pi. And here it says approximate volume, so I'm going to hit 196 times pi. And that's going to give me about 616. I mean, the actual number is 615.752, so if I'm rounding, it's about 616 feet. And again, we're talking about volume, so it's feet cubed. Problem 4 is find the volume of what they call an oblique cone. That just means it's a tilted cone. And as long as they give me the height, so it makes it kind of easy, but you can kind of see where I might have to find the height using Pythagorean theorem. In this case, they give me the height, so we're good. We talked about this again. Volume equals 1/3 area of the base times the height. Well, base is a circle, so area of the base is pi r squared, so 1/3 pi. What's my radius? Well, my diameter is 30, so half of it, 15. Squared times my height, which is 25. punch that in. That gives me, again, I always do the numbers first, just like they did up top, 1875 pi. It says to the nearest cubic foot, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply that out. Hit the pi button. That's going to give me 5,890 feet. Again, we're talking about volume, so it's feet cubed.